The preppy craft girl, living in her crafty world. She loves creating junk journals, surrounded with vintage things and wallpaper scraps. Vintage magazines, she's just giddy with glue sticks and golden scissors in her hand. But most of all, she's happy when she's crafting with her friends.
Everyone, it's Jonna, the preppy crafty girl, and I am here with a little craft with me. And some of the things you're gonna need is going to be some kind of label. I'm using these vintage from the kitchen labels because I am bound and determined that I'm gonna finish these 12 Christmas journals, kitchen journals that I have been working on. So I found some rickrack that matches. Okay, what I'm basing this on is this wallpaper that I found. I had some scraps of wallpaper, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna kind of go with this theme, and so I pulled these from the kitchen of labels, and I have some old rickrack that's in that muted blue, and I've got some tags. I die cut these tags myself out of file folders. And then I printed out these ladies, made copies of them, and I did them on a textured linen paper, and they are from a 1920s. I think you could order the fabrics or something out of it. I can't remember. It was some kind of catalog or something that I had. The book is out of copyright, and so I just made some printables for myself. And then I have some wider rickrack. I've got this fabric. I need to use this. This is from the Girls Papery from like 2010. And it is fabric, like a cloth washi tape. So Marjorie Aslet, I am using your tape, your fabric tape. So I have that. Recently, I just found these like 1980s mauve buttons. So I've got those. And then my sweet friend Kelly in the Happy Mail, she sent me all this wonderful like mauve colored trim. And I also have this blue crochet, and I have some darker mauve because it pulls the cherries color. So that's kind of my theme. The blue and the mauves is what I'm rolling with. And then I have these small paper doilies. I don't know how I'm going to use these yet. But I've been kind of rolling with some tags recently. And I've had this packaged up now. And then when I finally got the buttons, I was like, I've got to do this. So we are going to make some tags. What I am going to start out with is my base, and these are just, I forgot what they're called, the size that they are, but let me just tell you, these tags are 3 by 6, and I'm just going to start out by giving myself a base of the wallpaper. So I'm going to, oh, too bad. Well, if I do it at the top, but then the pears and the cherries are going to be upside down. So let's do this. I'm going to cut myself a piece and make it a little bit easier on myself. And I can always go in and I can fussy cut some out too. If I do this, I will get that in, and maybe I'll fussy cut those out. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on this. I'm using just the Avery glue stick. Sorry, I know this shakes my camera when I do this. I really need to get a new setup for where I put my camera. And then I'm going to center the pear and the cherry on there, and then let's cut around this. Who doesn't love you some vintage wallpaper? Alrighty. And then I'm going to take these other ones, these little grapes, and I'm going to just fussy cut them and fill in some of the white space. However, I know that I am going to be putting a lady down. So maybe I will decide where I'm going to put the lady down before I put down this grape. And my thought is I'm going to do a ruffle at the bottom. And I'm just going to glue that on right now, and then I'll go back in with my sewing machine. And my thought was to stitch the button at the top and make the big. This is a great way of using your big buttons and make that my tag topper. So I'm going to do that. Let's just cut a piece of this off like so. And then I'll just cut it straight. Sorry if you can hear my bug zapper and my ice cube maker. They're both very loud in the house. Very loud. Okay, so I'm going to put that at the bottom, and I'm just going to use my glue stick just to tack it, and then I will come back with my sewing machine and I will sew that down. And let's go ahead and fussy cut out one of these. I love her. She's got her sassy little hand on her hip. Let's cut her out. I bought this in England when I was there. And I want to say, maybe it was a textile catalog or something. Talked about the different fabric patterns and stuff. She's so sassy. You know, normally when somebody's doing this part, they're usually like, so tell me about what you're doing. How's your day going? Are you doing anything crafty? How are you enjoying? You got anything special planned for this weekend? I'm going with my friends picking me up crack of dawn tomorrow, and we are going to two estate sales. Should be a lot of fun because we do not shop for the same things, so that's always good. When you go shopping and you're not competing with your friend, it's always a good shopping partner to have. So what I'm going to do here, because I want to get rid of the white spaces, I'm just going to cut in where the glove is, and when I go to glue it back down, you're never even going to see that I cut this seam. And I'm going to go right here where this hand is, and then that I can get right into the corners like so. Alrighty, and she will look fantabulous right there. Yep, I like her there. A book I can glue on. And to be honest, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to take the small doily. We're over this white space, I think, and I'm just going to fold it around like that. And I'm going to glue that down on here. I probably should have done that on the... that just made a mess. Okay, let me see. Let me get a little wet wipe out. I'm using wet wipes because I forgot to wet my cloth that I have. Okay. So there's that. I do need to go in and glue that little part down, and I'm going to wait a second. And then I'm gonna, oh my goodness, these are so old, it just came off the backing with no problem. So I think I'm gonna put I want to use the label, but I really don't want to cover anything, so maybe I won't use it on this one because of the placement. And let's go ahead and put this down. I need to trim that. Let's put her here, like so. And then I'm going to add this up there. This is where I need Angela's Kajinker, because, you know, I have one of those somewhere. Somewhere. I haven't unpacked it yet, probably. Alrighty. And then I'm going to take this off that and use the rest on something else. So I'm just going to trim that away. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, is this kind of narrow? No, that's wide, wide, and wide. Ooh, a little piece of rickrack right there would be really cute. Hopefully we are not going to get the storm that everyone is predicting for tomorrow, because it's my friend's birthday and we're having a surprise party, and that would be awful. Well, it's not really a surprise party. I'm the surprise. I'm the surprise. Do you remember the lady from the Saturday Night Live? And she, oh, look how cute with the apron. And she was, she would show, the guy would show up at the door and go, I'm the cute, with the lady, and she'd be like, I'm the coupon. I'm the coupon. Oh, this is back when Saturday Night Live was actually kind of funny and relevant. All right, so I'm gonna cut some of this. And I want to add it, but I'm going to stitch still, so we are going to just lightly tack it down onto here. Hopefully I've been in camera this whole time. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Alrighty. Save that for a snippet roll, that little piece I just got off. Or cluster. Okay, then I have that, and not that one. Where's the one I just had? So that's gonna go there. And I have this, and I'm thinking, what if I just did the label? I think that's too much. I like her as a focal point. But I'm thinking maybe just a plain label, and I don't have my labels down here, so no. Do I have a pink one maybe? I have this one, but the blues clash. Tan. I have a black one. I don't have my little bin of labels down here. Oh wait, here's some. I've got, oh, this blue, I think, would go perfectly. And my go-to page. I'm just gonna put this down here. And yeah, that's so cute. Okay, I started to fussy cut this out because I'm thinking it might need an extra little something something, but now that I'm looking at that, it may not. Let me see if I just rough cut it right now. I thought maybe it would need these little juicy grapes. I guess they're juicy grapes because they have little blue splash marks coming off of them. Okay, let's see. Maybe it does. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it needs it. All right, so that's one, and I'm not gonna bore you with my hand stitching of this, but I can because I have my stuff right here. So maybe I will. Maybe I will if I put that there, and I'm gonna stitch it here. I'm gonna watch where my finger placement is, but I want to poke my holes for when I stitch so I get them in the right place. And one more. It's close enough. And let's see. Am I gonna do this pinky color, the gray? The gray's kind of cool because she's got that on. Let me see if I've got, oh, you know what else I could have done? I could have used Carrie's Liberty of London one on one of these too. Little labels, so I need to keep that out. All right. Let's see. I need a different needle, and I don't. Here's one. This is a bigger eye. Yeah. And the thread, the needle threader through. And then I'm gonna take some of this. I think I'm gonna like the Papa Gray. So this is just going to be a quick little craft. I'm not going to sit here and do all of these with you, but I'll get you started by doing one because I am just going to go ahead and make them all pretty much the same. That's my idea. I have 5 more buttons. I had 6 buttons and I have 6 girls. So that is my plan, people. So when I finish this, I will continue on and I will do 5 more. Pretty much like it. It's just going to have a different girl. And, oh, what did I just do? I put the knot and didn't pull that through. Duh. All right. Okay. So let's get this stitched in. And I'm just going directly out into the, whoo, I just poked myself hard. Directly into the card. Like that. So get out your vintage wallpaper, some tags, and labels, doilies, some cute little, you could use Tim Holtz people if you wanted, or your own relatives, or you could use some kind of found relative that you find in a shoebox at a yard sale and make them your own, adopt them for yourself. So there's that. Yeah, I like that with the buttons. Should I have done something behind it? I feel like I should have done like a little fabric, little piece of fabric up there. Let's see, maybe some of this. No, it's too creamy. I need a little bit of fabric. So what I'm going to do is I will come back and I'll stick some, I could just wrap it around a little piece of fabric back there. That's my thought. That's what I needed to do. And I'm just going to tie off my button back here. And then I'm going to take a piece of this fabric washi and put a piece of tape back so that it covers the tag hole. When I made the tags, I wasn't planning on finding these big mauve buttons that matched. So there's that. There's that. Okay. Use this. Put some of this over the hole and over the strings. Perfect. That will cover. That covers that. Like so. And then I will stitch around like there and just finish it out. And you know what? I may stitch it in that charcoal gray just to pull the gray out of the stems and the her gloves in that. So they're almost, there is like a charcoal gray and a black, so I don't think the camera's picking up on that. But that's going to be my pattern. So I know this was a short video, but I need to get to bed and I wanted to get this off my table because it's been sitting here for a while. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and I hope you do some crafting today. Use your stash, get your wallpaper out, and you know, have a little play today. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Welcome to the Black